Most people think Iraq, Iran, and Venezuela are about war. That's the surface story. It's about China, and I will prove it. These are the exact words after the incident of Venezuela of Robert Kiyosaki. As all you know, Robert Kiyosaki is a big writer, he is a big businessman, and recent in an interview, recent in his tweet, he just described beautifully that okay, how this power change is going to be described, and this is not started today. He predicted this thing many years back. So look, here is the deeper question most never ask: what does Iraq have in common with China today? And no, it's not what the media keeps repeating. It's not just oil, it's who control the system around the oil. Back in the early 2000s, Iraq wasn't just selling oil. Iraq was threatening to change how oil was priced and settled. They began moving away from the dollar system. That's when Iraq stopped being a problem nation and started becoming a systematic threat. Fast forward to for today. China doesn't need to invade country to control oil. China control oil through long-term purchase agreements, oil for debt structures, shadow shipping networks, non-dollar settlement routes. Iran and Venezuela become perfect example for this. Iran and Venezuela become perfect example for this. Iran sends roughly 1.4 to 1.6 million barrels per day, and the vast majority flows to China through discounted off-the-book routes. Venezuela exports around 7 million to 9 million barrels per day, with China acting as the primary destination and financial through debt-backed supply sales. That's not just energy, that's a geopolitically leverage. China wasn't just buying oil, China was controlling the exit door after United States puts sanction on them. So what's happening now? The US isn't starting wars, it's breaking down control chains step by step. First sanction didn't target countries, they target shipping companies, insurance, ports, refineries, payment rails. That's not military strategy. That's a financially warfare. But people think, okay, this is a power play kind of something. No, this is different than that. And finally, political shock. Because once you break who ships the oil, who insure it, who settle the payments, who don't need to own the oil fields, you own the system that decide who gets paid. This is the same lesson Iraq taught years ago. It was never just about oil in the ground. It was about currency dominance, trade settlement power, control over global cash flow. Oil is just a bloodstream. That's why Iran matters. That's why Venezuela matters. That's why China is in the middle of this, whether the headlines say or not. This is rich don't argue politics. This study system. They study system. Because when system shift, fortune shift with them. So these are the exact word of Robert Kiyosaki, and I believe this is the exact things are happening right now because Venezuela is the biggest in the world oil reserve. Venezuela is the biggest reserve for gold, and Venezuela is the biggest reserve in the world for many minerals. So whoever control Venezuela can control a whole continent, and this is the big changing, you know, point for the Western countries. And you see the Trump's statements for different for Colombia, from Brazil. Okay, he's threatening them continuously. So it's all about power change. Nobody knows what future is going to hold. Is it a start of World War III or something else? Where are the international rules? So these are all the basic questions. But overall, this is the game for dollar saving because now so things are changing in the world. So these are the exact word told by the Robert Kiyosaki, and there are many more as well. I hope you understand. This is not the country invasion; it's just a power shifting. It is just a control over the trade. Thank you.